when witches, ghosts, or creatures from beyond show up at your door. There's not much you can do except run. This video is about terrifying encounters no one saw coming until it was too late. Nassau County is typically known for its quiet, suburban charm, but in 2007, that peace was briefly disrupted by a strange encounter. Home security footage captured a bizarre figure with pale, reddish skin and glowing eyes climbing through a kitchen window late at night. The creature paused halfway inside, scanning the room with eerie precision before retreating, leaving the window open behind it. Adding to the mystery was the behavior of the household cat, which merely observed the intruder for a moment before walking away, completely unfazed. Some speculate it was a mutated human, or the result of experimental resurrection, possibly avoiding light, or something even more dangerous. Cabin roof stalker.
What in the fuck?
A couple who decided to spend the weekend at a remote cabin where things started to get awry for them. At first, they had a power outage, whereas the man got out to turn on a generator, only to notice this very pale-faced entity that was sitting on top of the roof while staring at him. As an immediate reaction, he ran towards his partner, warning her of the potential and possibly imminent danger.
If there's something on the roof, I gotta figure out what it is. Like, we can't just leave it up there.
After a couple of minutes, he decided to get over the roof and investigate, only to discover it once again, only this time much closer.
Fuck.
Cornered by Skinwalker. Confrontation with any home invader would be scary, but the size, nature, and intentions of this one are what made it unique. A young woman was home alone late at night until her front door suddenly started to be torn apart by an unknown entity. Immediately after it entered her home and started looking around everywhere. The girl didn't just place a recording camera on a table in the hallway to record it, but also managed to remain undetected by sneakingly shifting her position. At one point, she was almost cornered, where the clip ended abruptly. Home seized by ghost.
Tapping on the window out. There.
Yeah,
Top window.
yeah.
Not all ghosts or spirits vanish when confronted. Some seem to claim the space entirely. One man's daughter spotted something unsettling in the window as she returned home and immediately called for help. Their body cam footage captured a shadowy figure that repeatedly appeared in the windows, as if silently watching and monitoring their every move.
Bottom window. Bottom window.
I can only see it on the wall.
Both witnesses felt as though the figure wasn't just observing, but issuing a clear warning. Do not enter the house or face the consequences.
Can I zoom in on this?
Oh, gone.
Morphing dwarf in room.
เอาสั่งบนนี้
A man had been hearing odd noises from his guest room, scratching and shifting sounds that wouldn't stop. He opened the door to investigate, only to see a terrifying-looking creature that he couldn't explain. Sitting on the bed was a small creature with a human-like upper body and a thick, dragging tail. Its face didn't resemble any known animal, and as it crept closer, it flashed a grin. But it wasn't a warm smile. It was sharp, unsettling, and completely silent. The man quickly stepped back and shut the door, unsure of what exactly had entered his home.
โอ้สาวยิ้มอีก
Watching from roof. During a joyful Christmas gathering in Johannesburg, South Africa, a family member was filming the celebration when strange sounds echoed from the rooftop. Curious, they stepped away to investigate, only to be startled by the sight of a bizarre, tree-like figure peering at them. The creature immediately shifted to the other side of the house and vanished within seconds, leaving no trace behind. It didn't resemble any known animal, nor did it fit the typical image of an alien. The unsettling presence of such a strange intruder during a festive family event left everyone deeply uneasy and shaken. Sneaking Wendigo.
Oh, damn. Holy.
Judging by its body language, this creature didn't seem to choose the house at random. A homeowner in California was jolted awake by scratching noises coming from the roof, as if something was trying to claw its way inside. Reviewing footage from one of his security cameras, he spotted a bizarre figure emerging from the far side of the walkway and climbing into his backyard near the pool. When he went outside to confront it, he was shocked to find the figure now on the roof, attempting to hide. Even more disturbing, he discovered bony remains scattered across the rooftop.
Where'd it go? What is that?
Crawling witch. While enjoying a smoke and a late-night walk, a man noticed this Frankenstein-looking being that suddenly appeared from behind the cover and was slowly closing in. He was just as observant of what its intentions could be, as concerned he was for his safety and well-being. Perhaps its witchcrafting skills are too weak that it had to get close enough to take care of business. Living Old Frankenstein. A man who, after discovering a secret passageway from his ancestral home, was exploring when he made a terrifying encounter. The source shared the clip moments after he discovered a secret passage in his basement, showing a series of rooms and a hallway.
Est-ce qu'il y a quelqu'un encore qui habite ici?
Until he noticed a very tall figure staring at him with shiny eyes. In a fraction of a second, it suddenly came rushing, forcing the man to flee for his life. Stalking Dark Entity. It's not just the doors that you have to be careful of not leaving open, but also the windows. This unknown figure was discovered and filmed on camera by a concerned resident who was trying to get answers not just about its nature, but intentions of stalking as well. On one end, it looked very much like a native or tribesman covered in some kind of black war paint that may have been surveilling, if not plotting. On the other end, there were many speculations of this being a female Sasquatch or a witch, or something around those lines. Scaring una bruja.
Kita lagi kumpul.
Two children who were scrolling their screens late in the night during a family get-together made a scary discovery. While most of the family was fast asleep, they noticed a very old lady who was staring at them with a weird facial expression that instantly terrified them. Now, this wasn't someone like a grandma living in their house, rather a total stranger. That is, if it were even a human, and not something paranormal. As the panic spread in the room, it quickly went away and disappeared. Abnormal resident. A resident living in a high-rise building who was looking around with binoculars spotted this very weird-looking being taking refuge in a building that was under construction. It appeared to have a human-like body with no attire, limbs that seemed abnormally long, and a bizarre overall vibe. It quickly managed to notice that it was seen so much that it quickly went into the cover to hide itself, with there being quite a distance. No amount of zooming in helped in getting a good look at its face. Porch lurker.
There it is, Mike. It came back. Oh my gosh.
A man was home alone when he started to hear weird noises on the porch. Thinking it was just an animal, he went to check, only to find a humanoid figure standing still like it was waiting. His first thought, skinwalker. Freaked out, he called the cops. But while on the phone, the figure silently faded into the dark. Just as he started to calm down, it came back to watch.
Oh my god, there it is, Mike. It came back. Oh my god.
Then it vanished again, this time for good. It felt like a warning, and he couldn't shake the feeling that if it had returned one more time, things might have ended very differently. Doorstep horror. A man was relaxing on the couch, watching TV, when his doorbell camera sent a late-night notification. A strange figure was standing at his front door, staring directly into the camera. Its face was disturbing, wide, unblinking eyes and a frozen expression that didn't quite look human. Without saying a word, the figure turned and vanished into the darkness. Whether it was real or not, it was enough to keep every light in the house on until morning. Intrusion on Hangout. Imagine being out and catching up with your best buddy until something a bit too terrifying appears out of nowhere. Two men who were having a sit together in an outdoor bar late at night until this happened. The sudden and unexpected appearance of what looks like a humanoid that appeared and was walking away in a weird posture. They described it could either be some trouble person, if not something far more weird and concerning. Humanoid anomaly. Know that you have come against something very abnormal when a crawling being starts pretending to be normal. A resident from Ohio noticed this weird crawler that he had noticed several times on camera as it would invade the front porch. In the footage, it showed the moment when it suddenly transformed its way of movement as if it were an ordinary passerby when an oncoming vehicle appeared and passed by. Possible explanations for something like this could range anywhere from this being a possessed humanoid to some human anomaly. Possible real zombie? The fear of a ghost in a haunted house is so overrated when compared to an encounter with a zombie. A couple who decided to explore a haunted house as a date until things went awry really quickly. They were expecting to come across a ghost, only to discover something that looked human, dead, but conscious and walking. Initially, one of them thought to make contact, taking it to be an old man, but considering the very much off-body language that gave the zombie vibes, so they decided not to. If you'd notice in the clip, it almost looks like the zombie man was looking for them, while the couple looked terrified of being cornered. Hiding spirit. A male nurse in Cancun, Mexico, who soon after returning to his home from a night shift, noticed this small child in his place. Thinking this could be some lost child, he attempted to get closer to talk, but it disappeared behind the wall. Only seconds later, a hand can be seen knocking on the front door from the outside. Now it's unclear if the spirit of a child was sending some kind of message, if not scaring or bullying the source.
Atravesó. Estoy afuera. Ajá, ¿para qué salí si después no volví?
Crawling intruder. A disturbing incident was shared by a YouTuber who captured unsettling footage on his home security cameras. While he slept, a mysterious woman appeared outside his house, giving an eerie vibe. Her movements were unsettling, somewhere between a troubled individual, a witch, or something far more sinister, like a zombified entity. The footage quickly spread online, leaving viewers uneasy and speculating about what she truly was. Whether it was a person in distress or something otherworldly remains unclear. But one thing is certain, the encounter ranks high on the scale from strange to terrifying and left a lasting impression. Crawling skinwalker. A skinwalker may seem like the thing of fiction, if not a legend, until moments like these that say otherwise. A recording motel camera caught a moment on camera where, after a young woman appeared to fold clean laundry, an unknown humanoid figure passed by just outside the door. What's unclear is whether the crawling figure was either timing its movement or surveilling her. Seconds later, several more of them passed, showing how narrowly she may have dodged a bullet here. Kitchen lurker. Disturbed by strange noises coming from his kitchen, a man set up a camera to uncover the source. A few days later, he reviewed the footage and what he saw left him deeply unsettled. A shadowy figure briefly emerged from behind the counter, barely visible, but its heavy, unnatural breathing made it clear something was present. By morning, there were no footprints, no signs of entry, and nothing out of place. Whatever had been there disappeared without leaving a single trace. Pombero sighting. It's not the size here that is the point of concern here. Rather, it's the weird appearance as well as nature. A homeowner was cleaning out his garage when this small, dark, moving entity suddenly caught his attention as it appeared from the other side of the fence. The internet recognized it as a mythical creature known as Pombero. It had a toddler-sized body with a skin texture that was so dark that it made it impossible to get a good look at it, not to mention the long hair. Unknown, feral humanoid.
Get up here, Carly!
While stranger danger is a thing that every child is warned about, these two interacted with one that is unimaginably the scariest kind. A small family that moved to a remote cabin for the holiday, where the two young children encountered an unknown being in their backyard. It looked very much like a humanoid or a witch with a feral nature and unusually long limbs. The feral humanoid was attempting to interact with the little girl. The very moment when one of the parents took notice and immediately attempted to confront it, but it was long gone.
What the was that?
Spying Frankenstein witch.
A la mouse, era aguas, 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 aguas. Hazte para acá.
Villagers in Mexico who, after having their community terrorized, banded together to confront the perpetrator. They all managed to corner it in an abandoned house nearby, where one of them filmed the encounter. The person of interest was a witch with an exceedingly Frankenstein-like face that was a crawling being in a desperate bid to hide itself from being seen.
De roña. Aguas, aguas, señores, aguas también, A la mouse.
The villagers who were deterred by its nature didn't confront it, rather scared it away from their village.
Aguas, aguas, señores, aguas, aguas. Véngase, véngase, señora.
Witch or possessed girl. A concerned neighbor of a residential area in Indonesia noticed and gathered evidence showing a bizarre moment where a troubled, feminine-looking entity was climbing a pillar from the ground to sneakily make its way up to the first floor. It almost looked like a ring girl coming for her next victim after 7 days. The entire vibe coming out of this entity was that of a witch, if not some girl taken over by a demon. Whether a spirit or something darker, her presence left viewers haunted. Peekaboo spirit. Two young sisters who, after having several encounters with a ghost or spirit in their house, filmed some of them and shared them online, seeking a solution to the problem. The encounters showed the paranormal spirits would only resort to making sudden and unexpected appearances. Demon or goblin.
Allahu Akbar, Subhanallah, Subhanallah.
Even among the scariest of things that could follow you, no one would have seen this coming. A source shared this encounter that he had with what looks like a goblin, if not a demon, that was hidden in the basement of a house that he rented. He assured that he had checked out the place before getting into the rental agreement, meaning that this tiny yet terrifying creature somehow managed to intrude.
Wa la ilaha illallah, Wallahu Akbar. Yes.
Crawling humanoid surprise. A group of friends who were enjoying themselves while making music until something very bizarre appeared from the bushes quite unexpectedly. It came out crawling towards them for reasons unknown. The humanoid was covered in some kind of dark fur or paint, with some parts of its body that looked animalistic. They stood their ground by remaining seated without even flinching as it went around their backs. When they turned around to get a better look at it, it had already disappeared until then. Many netizens recognized it to be something like a tuyul, a supernatural being, often described as a small, bald, childlike entity, believed to be used in black magic to steal money and valuables. Intruding jungle anomaly. During a camping trip, one of the participants had an ominous encounter in the pitch darkness of the night. The source woke up late and was cooking while using his phone. Just in that moment, he noticed an unknown bystander who kept peeping at him now and then. He used the camera on his phone not only to record the encounter, but also to zoom in on it and get a good look at it. To his surprise, it looked something around the lines of a Sasquatch and/or a hillbilly that was spying. Abandoned house resident. Two teenagers were exploring what looked to be an abandoned and broken down house with a camera. Just as they were about to proceed to the basement, something very daunting suddenly peeped out from the basement doorway that instantly scared them away. With them recording, a glimpse of it was caught on camera, which they later shared on social media, seeking answers with regards to its nature. Crawler from attic. A man who, after returning to his home, heard someone in the house, and seconds later, this appeared. A humanoid type being that looked like some kind of zombie and paranormal at the same time appeared, jumping wall to wall before disappearing into the attic, with the clip uploaded randomly and the source not even flinching in fear. It shows this wasn't something that he witnessed for the first time. Open discussion. This video is of another curious explorer who decided what could go wrong in exploring a haunted house until he had a terrifying one-of-a-kind encounter. Footage shows a curious explorer who was making his way up an abandoned building that was rumored to be haunted when, as he was passing upstairs, until a window suddenly opened out of the blue, instantly catching his attention. What followed next was a floating head that was closing towards the source, leaving a very bold effect. This left him immediately running for the exit. Now, as to what could be the nature of this, we leave this one for you to investigate. Feel free to share your opinions down in the comments. The video has reached its end. I will see you again with another WoW video. Until then, you can check these other videos out for a WoW dose of entertainment and knowledge.